1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mudblood podcast. And I'm back. Hello, Patrick.
Oh, for fuck's sake, he's back.
I'm back.
He's back.
Did you miss me? A
Wee
lot
bit.
did. A lot of people did. I missed you too.
I missed you a wee bit.
It was hard
Not
seeing.
loads, but I did miss you.
No, it was hard seeing someone else on my podcast.
But I brought a Finian in, so it didn't really feel like I was replacing you.
Yeah.
I think if I had brought a dirty...
Because you don't know any prods?
No, I know loads. I just didn't want to bring a wee dirty prod in and people and you to feel really, like he's replaced me.
Next time you're gone,
It
I'm
was
bringing.
sort of like, a fella leaving his wife, but he left her for another man.
Yeah.
And she sort of goes, well, do you know what? It would have been... It's bad, but if you had left me for another woman, I would have hated it.
Yeah, it would hurt more. Whereas another man, like, fair enough.
So
See,
all it basically done was replace you with the Fenian alternative to you, a small person who has been involved with representing their country.
Yes,
And
exactly.
who can't speak properly.
That's awful.
And could fight Conor Burns.
Who has fought Conor Burns?
Well, he has fought him, but you could fight him.
Yeah,
Whereas I can't.
Do you,
I'm able-bodied.
speaking of our friend Mr. Burns,
Yeah.
you surely have seen this message going about.
I've seen it.
Because we've been asked to
I have
talk
seen
about
it.
it. There, it's like, I have genuinely.
Do you know what? I don't understand it, but that's totally Conor Burns for you.
Yeah, I have been going about just saying to people, like, wife to be, you need to come see me now, wife to be.
And do you know what? Maybe he's went off the rails because Alexandra Burke and Randolph, the keeper, have been hitting it off, so maybe Conor just can't take it.
Fucking, oh
30
God.
bits, how could you do? I don't know.
Bust our wee Connor's heart.
Yeah.
I would love if she ever came.
Bad boys.
Well,
I just see him ripping up the CD and all.
My dream is like this show gets really big and we get her on at one stage and then we bring wee Burnsy in.
She denies it.
Yeah.
Or do it like Blind Date.
Yeah.
Are you old enough to remember Blind
Oh
Date?
yeah, Cilla Black. I remember, but I don't like. I couldn't tell you anything that happened in it. I know
Let's
the
have a
concept.
look at who you're booking tonight.
She comes out looking like a fucking skeleton in a wig. Like,
And she
"Ugh."
always talked about the rail on it.
Did she?
All the time.
What would you say?
She'd just be all like, alright, shucks. She just said it all the time. She was well in there,
What's
right?
this about a ceasefire?
Or a fucking shucks.
What, did anyone ever go on that show and the wall pulls away and it was like someone stinking and they're like,
Oh, fuck, loads of times. And then it was mad. It was like, yeah, we went away on holiday and she really didn't pay much attention to me. She didn't really. And I was like, because she fucking seen you, you ugly cunt. But do you know we went on it? Do you know your man from Take That, Jason Orange?
Yes.
His brother went on it
Right.
and looked like him.
Right. He must have swept up.
Mate, he cleaned up, so he did.
See-
Broke a girl's heart and all.
TV, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, used to be so much meaner. Like, so like nasty to people, but I enjoyed it.
Right?
Do you know, see if you think back to like old fucking like dating shows like Blind Date. Nowadays you wouldn't have a TV show where someone's like, you're fucking stinking, get out of here.
Well, Paddy McGuinness done
Take me out.
Take Me Out and they turned the light up. Boo, 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 boo.
Isn't there one guy comes on, I've seen that, he comes on, he's just like,
And they all-
I wouldn't mind someone clean the dishes, and they're all like, well fuck
Boo, boo,
you.
boo, boo, boo.
Yeah.
One dirty one over in the corner, she's ugly. He's like, turn your light off.
Yeah. My favourite, you ever seen Naked Attraction?
I have.
I love that. It's like, oh, I'm a bit shy, but here's my full dick and balls on national TV.
Yeah, nobody sheds going on that shit.
Yeah, I never understood that.
No.
Also, if I'm trying to go out with someone, the last thing I'm showing them is my dick and balls. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
Because no one's ever got their dick and balls out and someone's went,
I thought the generations
yummy.
today, because when I was growing up, it was all about, like, it was fucking weird, right?
yeah.
Like, we girls didn't suck fingers off you, right? When you had them somewhere.
Yeah.
That didn't happen in my day. You would be lucky if you got a feel of a tip over a jumper.
Aye.
And we girls back in my day wore polo necks, a bra, a jumper, and a waistcoat,
Yeah.
and a fucking jacket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
feeling it was like, it may as well have been fucking, you know,
Whereas now, it's like,
it's like...
I'll take it at McDonald's,
But
and if I'm not getting
I
rimmed,
genuinely thought it
raging.
was like, dick pic, bump,
yeah.
like, no likey.
Dick
No
picture-
likey, swipe righty.
Dick pics are one of those things I
Could
feel
we
like,
have that?
what?
Like the Tinder version of Take Me Out.
Take me out.
And it's like, No likey, no righty.
We could, but right's what you do when you like. It's left if you don't like it. Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Right, okay.
Right.
Well, there you go.
But it's one of the dick pics are one of those things that, like, guys send them all the time. I've never heard a girl talk about getting one and actually enjoying it. It's one of those things they put up with.
There's a girl on my Facebook and she's like, it fucking really disappoints me that they just send that instead of going, here, would you like to go out for it? And she put it up brilliantly. She says, would you like to go out for something to eat?
Yeah.
And then when we go out for something to eat, we'll talk, and if I like you and it goes well that night, send me a dick pic then.
Yeah.
You know, don't send me a dick pic and go, here, would you suck this? And she's my age, so
yeah,
she's old school.
Yeah.
She wants wined and dined first. She
Yeah.
wants took to the cinema. She wants to see if you're a weirdo around her 5 kids. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's like Tinder after 30 is just people being like, do you want to be a stepdad?
Think so?
That's because sometimes like older women will come up. Oh,
so on it just says 41.
No time for decades. Have 4 kids.
Looking for a good time. You have to get on with my fucking axis.
Yeah, literally.
When the kids are getting picked up.
That's literally what it is. Even now, like, I go on Tinder and like the good ones are starting to be picked off. Do you know what I mean? I'm starting to get like...
What age you?
24, come 25. But even then, the herd's thinning.
Oh, 24 but 25. Most of them are married up.
Yeah. Well,
see,
not my generation.
My age, my generation, there are a lot of them split up now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of, oh, do you remember she was great looking? And people chasing after people because they're split up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... I feel like our generation doesn't do the get married. The only people who get married dead young are Christians who don't buck.
Or gay people because they can now.
Yeah. But you like Christians who don't buck and then they're like,
and I don't
get
understand
married
why
and they're like,
you haven't got married yet.
Me?
Yeah.
Fucking can't stand people. Why would I get married?
They don't like another bloke just because you can. Do you know what I mean?
Just for the crack of it.
Oh.
Yeah, just for the tax credits, just marry a dude.
Just to get.
If you know anyone that get
on
married,
the front of the Telegraph.
Yeah.
First man from Tullycornet.
Yeah.
Suck stick and wedding night with legitimate.
2 days later, first guy on Tullycornet shot
found
dead.
something from the Telegraph, which was a quote. I got sent it today. It's the first I fucking seen it, and it was a quote about the Frankie Boyle gig, and it was like,
"What Telegraph?"
Belfast. Now this is it. Belfast Telegraph, and it says, Paddy McDonnell and Billy Kirkwood got the night started with profanities and stuff that cannot be printed in our family-friendly paper. And I was like, what? Fucking Telegraph? It's one of the biggest tabloids fucking anywhere.
Here we come.
When did they grow a fucking sense of mortality? What?
Well, we can't print that joke, but here's a detailed fucking drug report on this fucking guy who was fucking dealing drugs and bucking prostitutes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Here's a Russian that's running the village.
There was never going to be any positive coverage of that gig.
No.
There was never.
Definitely not.
Because one woman had a disabled child, so therefore no one could have fun.
Yeah.
Don't fucking go. Was my attitude.
Do you know what made it really, really strange? The Telegraph says that the only place there was room at the gig was in the disabled area, which was a complete lie.
Yes.
It sold the most disabled tickets of every gig that we had comedy wise. There was more people in wheelchairs in fucking Frankie Boyle's gig that night than there would be at one of your football matches.
Yeah.
Do you know
which is
none
because they don't need wheelchairs. But
no, the spectators.
Why would not everyone's disabled and disabled, like the spectators are.
I would say that a few people went to school with, a few people that played in your team would have went to supported their friends.
Everyone on my football team didn't go to disabled schools. We all went to normal school. We just happened to be disabled. Do you know what I mean? There's not that many.
Sorry, there was more wheelchairs at the Frankie Boyle gig than there was at the wheelchair convention in Las Vegas last year.
Yeah. There we go.
Is that better?
That's bad.
Fuck me, William. You really take it serious, like.
That's not. I take it serious. You're just wrong, and it irritates me.
Yeah. There's quite a few things you're wrong about me. I don't pull you up on it. Like.
But you do when you take a bad, you get a wee look in your eyes, and I can
do
see
it.
You do. You go
a glint.
You go like. You do. I can see it's bothered you, and that's
no.
No, everyone's always done that in my football though. If I bring it up, they'll be like, "Oh, it's just a bunch of spastics," and it's like it's still football, still.
Did we do stuff about sponsors this week? No.
Yes, we may get our sponsors on before I start going on about fucking disabled football. Our sponsor this week is Original G Tattoo. Based in
What's up, Original G Tattoo? I had to do a fuck up there because I completely fucked it up last week when you weren't here.
The fucking song.
Paddy Barnes was rubbing off on me. I was like,
You would have thought if you just tuned in, he was the one with cerebral palsy.
I actually should have brought Paddy Barnes and Jamie Bryson on last week because it would have been like, wow, wacky wicky. It was like Walt Disney. It was like
Daffy Duck.
oh, you wacky wabbit. You wacky wabbit.
So, Original G Tattoo, based on the Antrim Road in Glengormley, right beside the Belfast Zoo. Cover all aspects of tattooing, specialising in black and grey work. Check out their work and give them a follow on Facebook and Instagram at Original G Tattoo. And feel free to send them messages with your tattoo ideas. So that's our sponsor for this week.
Original G. Harry Curry. Thanks to Harry Curry for the curtains.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. That's what I want from sponsors. I want IKEA to sponsor us.
The friendly store.
You're in a wee singing song mood. What's your favourite jingle in an advert? One that you're like, that has stuck with you forever.
Favourite jingle?
Do you know what mine is? And I'll start singing it and it won't leave your head.
Right.
Just the auto glass repair, auto glass
I hate
replace.
that.
I hate it, but it stays in my fucking mind.
You wanna be at Connolly's?
Lisa, yeah.
Pamela Valentine Land going.
That's enough. I want to see that on TV. Just her spread eagle. And it just comes up on her by Dale Farm. Back of a value cup, Jesus. I've never had something so requested. Like, can you talk about that? That's all right. I'll say shame on you, because who hasn't got fucking frisky in the back of a taxi?
I said that at a party the other night. Everybody turned around and looked at me.
You said what? Who hasn't got frisky in the taxi?
I said you're all being very judgmental, sitting here and complaining and saying this, but every single one of you has been fingered in the back of a taxi, and Andrew turned around,
including the men.
and Andrew turned around and went, "What are you talking about?"
Andrew's like, "No, I haven't."
And I was like, oh, "Well, you have a point there." I remember feeling her daddy in the taxi going in Paris one time. She bit the fuck out of me, and I was like, "He don't even talk fucking English. He had no clue who we are." She was like, "I don't give a fuck."
Squeezing her tits like, sorry, he doesn't speak English.
I was drunk and I was hugging her, so I was like,
Nah, fuck what. I've got frisky in the back of a taxi before. You know what I mean? Not like,
"Let me look you up and
you
down."
know what I mean? I'm not. No, it's more you have to try and finger someone while they're playing you
Tell me
105.
Was it a disabled taxi?
No, it's regular taxi. Regular taxi.
Because I was just thinking,
Just driven by.
Your mom was like, "Here, kid, do you want me to put the ramps down for you?"
The driver was blind. That's why I did it. But he could smell it, so he knew.
The driver was
The
blind.
driver was blind.
Stevie Wonder can drive cars. He says he can't. He can't.
I didn't say he can't drive them. You said he wasn't blind.
I says he's not blind, and you says
I disagree
he
with
is
that.
blind, and I says he drives a car, and you says he can't drive a car.
The way you said he drives a car, it's as though he goes about his day driving a car. He will take a car up and down the street. The way you'd like let a 15-year-old drive a car.
He still drives a car.
Yeah, but like he's not out fucking.
He is fucking blind, and he can drive a car. That fucking impresses me.
Cunt loves car. Yeah, but you were saying he wasn't blind.
He obviously doesn't if he can drive a fucking car.
He's clearly blind.
Do you know what I mean?
What would be the benefit of spending 50 years pretending to be blind?
More people buy records, feel sorry for you.
Bro, it doesn't matter if you're blind or not. Superstitious is a fucking banger. No one's not. It's not going.
Very superstitious.
No one's buying that for the blind.
'Cause I can drive a car.
Getting fingered in a taxi. I'm sorry. Don't cancel me. What else has happened in this week? I've been away. I feel I've missed so much. The Mudblood curse struck again.
It struck again, Pastor McConnell. And then this fucking balloon head, Barrett Best put up these things on Facebook, pictures of him out and about and paddleboarding and stuff like that. And this fucking weirdo puts below it, "That must be your boyfriend. You always put pictures up and always hang around with him." And I put below it, "Did fucking Pastor McConnell fucking make you tape that in there, you fucking wanker?" Everybody was like, "Wow," right, loved it. And the next minute he says, "See, that's it. That's the problem with people like you. mocking the dead and whatever. What a man he was. Here's me. And everybody was like, he fucking went to the tabernacle. And I could tell by his comment, like it was fucking very easy. Yeah. I went in and looked at his pictures. There was one of a goat, there was one of a pig, one of his dad and Ballyclare. Here's me. The odds of him going in the tabernacle was 100%.
Aye. That's what I don't like about Facebook. It exposes you to people you would never have spoken to in real life.
If you're putting yourself out on the platform, right? It'd be like us coming on here. I do the Mudblood. Don't mention fuck all about Celtic.
Yeah.
And then somebody spots me in the town wearing a Celtic top, or a video emerges of me at the Celtic match, and they're like, look at that cunt. Whereas I was driving down the Shankill today in a Celtic top. Do you know why? They fucking know who I am, and they know that I support Celtic. There's no shock factor.
Yeah, if you listen to this, you shouldn't be listening to Paddy and being like, I wonder who he supports. You can put two and two together.
I don't see the point in hating it. So it means that literally, if anything happens, you go anywhere, you do whatever, people fucking know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's the crack with it.
It's one of those I love on Facebook comments, though. Someone will say something mad, and then when someone like attacks them, they're like, am I not allowed an opinion? Do you know what I mean? They'll say something like, your kid should be burnt alive and your wife shot. And someone's like, that's a bit much. Am I not allowed an opinion?
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
Yeah,
like,
bitch.
What?
To the hoops? I said they were going to get paid anyway.
Or Celtic getting beat. Who are they playing?
Midgetland.
What is Midget? Is that the actual name?
It's up beside where Santa lives. So it does. It's just a wee bunch of elves and they play football and their time off.
Oh, fuck me. So he died because every time we mention someone on this podcast, they will die.
Or lost their job.
Yeah, Boris Johnson. I'm just going to keep saying it until...
Paddy Barnes said that last week. Why don't you just talk about the Tories? If there's a curse, why don't you talk about the Tories? I says we're always talking about the Tories.
I will say this, right? Because I was at a party and someone said this to me too. They're like, you have a platform. Why are you not promoting more like political causes?
Which one are we looking?
Socialism.
Socialism?
They wanted me to promote socialism. And I'm like, here's the thing.
We're getting free clothes next week
from
a clothing brand, which probably gets them made in a wee sweatshop in
For
fucking
sure, don't say
India.
that about your sponsors.
No, they haven't sponsored us yet. And let's face it, that's the gist of it. Like, you know, these people, I love these people. I'm well into socialism. And then you see they've had fucking 4 deliveries from Alibaba in the past 3 weeks.
But it's people who then, they'll get on to me and be like, well, it's your responsibility to voice these platforms. No, it's not. I'm here to talk about my fucking dick and like weird things that happen to me.
Can I say he genuinely a minute ago says he wouldn't send it straight away.
No one should open with your dick in a dick pic. Like if your first impression to someone is a dick pic, your
dick and your balls is probably the ugliest. That and your feet are the 2 ugliest parts of your body.
A naked man is nowhere near as good looking as a naked woman.
Like genuinely,
it's not even close.
Nobody has looked at the penis and went, do you know what?
Yeah,
they look good.
No one's ever looked at a dick by itself and just went, do you know what I mean?
I mean, in all fairness, most body parts aren't that great.
Nah.
On the average people.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
On men, I just don't think men have any real. Like women have all the nice ones, the daddies, the bums. Do you know what I mean?
Daddies are okay to look at. Back bum is fine.
Wee bum's my favourite.
But like a spread eagled.
Oh, it looks like a war wound.
They definitely don't look the same, and I know men's don't look the same.
No, they don't.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like there's nobody looked at that and went, no, that's great. There's a reason why we cover them up.
Yeah. What were we talking? Well, but people coming up to. I hate people being like, you didn't bring up this serious issue on your fucking comedy podcast.
I got a serious one the other week. Somebody says to me, why do girls not fill up with water and drown?
What?
Why do girls
fill up with water and drown?
Like when their legs are open in water.
I don't have an answer for you. I assume there's some sort of...
Here's the answer, right?
Filter system.
For the person sent that in, if you want to do a wee experiment in the house, right? Yeah. Get yourself a tumbler.
Stick it up your cunt.
Put it to your jugular and hit it a fucking severe slap. No. Put a sink full of water. Turn a glass upside down, right? And do that. This won't fill with water.
Science with Paddy.
Look.
Why doesn't the ocean fill up my fanny? Try this with your granny at home.
Do you know what? If he has to ask us in the Mudblood podcast a question like that, right? He deserves a fucking answer like that. Do you know what I mean?
I love when people come to us for serious
You
advice.
put up a thing today saying, somebody put up, I'll not say his name, if I had a video of a rat eating a human or something.
Yeah.
I actually went and Googled that.
Because
it came into my thought and I went, do you know what? I'm bound to be able to get a video of that.
Yeah, and saying it was in a certain group chat we're in, and Paddy is known for sending in. You'll be sitting there eating your cereal, and Paddy's like, "Here's a woman getting fucking decapitated."
No.
Or here's a man getting hit by a truck.
It started off with West Belfast during COVID.
Yes,
And basically it was videos because people were about their houses and we were able to observe what the normal fucking junkies and rockets that are in the estate were doing during COVID. So a lot more videos came out. So I'll give you an insight into what West Belfast is like.
Yep. And then it quickly became into Paddy for some reason must be in a WhatsApp group with the Mexican cartel because it's just a load of Latino people fucking murdering each other.
I actually don't even like them videos. I remember watching one where somebody cut somebody's head off and I was like, I'm not going to sleep now for a couple of nights.
Paddy will actually be like, I'm still thinking about that. It's like 12 at night and Paddy's like, I'm still thinking about that.
Oh,
I'm
no,
like,
I
forgot.
I genuinely do think about that. Though.
See, I say this all the time, but like growing up, when the internet just started, like that was the shit you were seeing on YouTube. I've become so desensitized to it.
See,
but then I can't
I don't even
phone the delivery. Do you know what I mean?
I don't even like watching horror movies.
Do you know?
Nah.
Yeah.
My granny used to make me watch them, and I don't even like them. See, Saw. I've never watched the Saw film ever.
I watched one, and it was, in terms of like the traps were clever, but as an actual film, I was like, oh, it was dog shit.
Yeah.
But that's our generation. We'll watch someone get murdered, but I can't order. Like we can't order food in person. I'll show you my spread asshole here, but if we meet up, I'm gonna be awkward conversation. That's our generation.
It's like you'll watch like a Serbian film.
Yeah.
But then you can't.
Human Centipede. I could get through that eating.
Have a panic attack of like fucking DPD man coming to the door.
I can watch.
I have cried at 2 movies in my life.
What's got you to cry?
3 maybe. 3 movies. 2 I don't know what.
What has made the great Paddy McDonald cry?
Marley and Me.
Right.
I fucking bawled my eyes out.
You're gonna hate me about that.
Right. I bawled my eyes out of that. And then the other one was Coco. The Disney movie.
I haven't seen
Mexican one.
I haven't seen that.
Fucking bawled my eyes out.
Really?
I was like,
Marley and Me, I watched it with my wee sister who cries at everything, and she was in floods of tears, my mom was in floods of tears, and I was sitting there like that, and they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, it's just that.
I watched Schindler's List and didn't cry. But I couldn't watch
6 million Jews dead. That's what that I don't know, not you specifically, but people get there like, how could you not cry at Marley and Me? Because it is just a dog.
No, I didn't say it.
No, but I'm saying like that's to me. I'm like it's just a dog. It doesn't upset me. Schindler's List would have upset me way more. But you know what I cried at? And I'm actually a bit of ashamed to admit I cried at it. Click. By Adam Sandler.
That makes me cry every single time.
Because he goes too far.
Too far, and there's that scene. He's leaving the hospital. He's like screaming his sons. That's a great scene.
I genuinely didn't cry at that because I just like summed up a lot of mates. Do you know what I mean? It was like some of the funerals we've been at, and people sitting there going, "Well, do you know what? At least the," and then they can't say anything because they stayed with their ma, drank in the same bar. And done the same thing they'd done from they were 15.
Yeah.
And then fucking died at 35. So it's sad.
Yeah.
But I've seen it actually happen in real life, you know, and you're going, fucking balloon head. Still standing in street corners and drinking with fucking kids at 16. Like
when you're a grown fucking man.
Yeah. Fucking grow up and get out of the fucking house and go get a job, you fucking twat.
Aye. It's that movie, I think so. Fuck, that's gotten really fucking dark there. I know what you mean, no.
Yeah.
That movie, I feel like Adam Sandler gets a bad rap because he does have a load of shite. But say if I was in his position where you already have this catalogue.
The only one I watched that I didn't like of his was that new one with Jennifer.
Just go with it?
No, Lucky something or other.
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Do you know what ruined it for... something like that. Do you know what ruined it for me?
What?
The Ferrari had a fucking registration from Belfast on it.
Only you would pick that up.
And I fucking Googled it, and the fucking thing was registered here.
Serious? And they've used the actual registration that some guy has. They wouldn't
They just imported the car over and fucking used it. But it had the registration from here, and when you put it in, it was able to tell you it was sorted off a road and all, and what type of car and all it was. And I was like,
people are going to watch this and find this cunt.
They're in Monaco, and has a fucking car with a fucking Northern registration on it. A Ferrari. And it just fucked it all up for me, the film.
Have you ever drove a Ferrari? Or any kind of supercar like that?
Yeah.
What have you driven?
I have got driving quite a few. The only thing I haven't drove is a Pharaon or a Lambo. I've never drove a
Bugatti, isn't it?
Yeah, I've never drove a Bugatti, and I've never drove a Lamborghini.
I'm not into my cars, but I'd like a Bugatti.
You used to be nuts in the cars, like.
Yeah.
What's the nicest car you've driven? Not even if it's not a funny story, just like what's it?
My favourite car that I've drove is a CL 63 AMG.
And where'd you drive that?
Drove it from here to Cork.
I was 15 minutes.
I was delivering it. No, it was an amazing car. It has like serious. It's near enough like driving. It's a supercar.
Were you taking the long way there, being like, "I'll fucking you'll get this eventually"?
Well, it was the Cork, for fuck's sake. It is the long way, anyway. But it was one of them ones we're going down through all the roads, like all the boy racers, and everybody was trying to get. And it was like you sunk a boot on it. I done not the 155 on it in like 5 seconds.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It was like the birds weren't getting off the road quick enough.
Fuck me.
And they're all like, "Fuck you, you whore!" I was like, "You shouldn't be doing your shopping on the main fucking highway." No.
Speaking of cars, you know what I did this week? Like a fucking dick. So I was out in my car, tried to put the passenger side window up, wasn't going up, right? And this was like us a couple of days. I was like, "Fuck, this is broke." So called in to get it serviced, had to ring them, and they're like, "Right, you're booked in." But it means over the past few days when it's been raining, my windows, I put a sheet over it, but the rain was just fucking blowing in, so the inside of my car was fucking soaked. Then they rang me.
The back side of it?
No, the passenger side.
Oh.
Fucking soaked.
Quite a few cars with passenger seats soaked in there.
I was trying to be nice and ignore him, like not rising to him.
Not rising to the bait.
Yeah.
I think I was pointing the finger in the direction that it needed to go.
Straight up. But so it was fucking soaking, and then they rang me today.
Tell me this, did you feel it and then suck your fingers?
Yeah.
Doesn't rain taste funny?
Yeah. Tastes a bit like piss.
It doesn't taste like piss. It's like anise water. Have you ever drank anise water?
I've never drank rain.
I've drank both. Anise water and fucking...
I thought you meant piss on water. I was like, alright. But right, so they rang me and being like, "Okay, so you have to come in tomorrow for the service." I was like, "Yeah, 100%. And they're like, "Just before we do, can you tell me what the problem?" I was like, "Yeah, the passenger side window won't roll up, but it's soaking the fucking car." It's, I was getting a bit angry. I was thinking, bit of a fucking disgrace. It's only a new car now. And they're like, "So on your driver's side there, if you just look, there'll be a wee window lock. Can you check you haven't got that pressed down?" And on his end, he's just got 20 seconds of silence where he's just heard.
He's sitting in the thing going...
Yeah. All he can
Hold on, they put you on hold a wee second. Lads, come on, listen to this fucking spastic here. He fucking had the window open, was he? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. Yes, that's no problem. Oh, everybody does it, don't worry.
Yeah, that's literally all he heard from his end was... Are you fucking serious? I made that got it working, sorry like that.
Easy done.
I got a car from Charleshurst, right? Nissan, brand new. And I had the car for about 3 months. And I decided I was going to get a tow bar put in the car and do motorbikes. And I went down and got the tow bar fitted in Carrickfergus that morning. And Andrea was working in the spar, and she says, her stepdad was away. And she says, "Will you fly up to our house and get me a jumper? I'm freezing in work." I went, "Right." So I goes up to their house. Their driveway's a bit of a hill. And I goes in and the alarm goes off in the house. I don't know the alarm code. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going with her a wee way. And I turned around and my car was rolling out of the driveway and went into the house across the street. But when it went into the house across the street, the tow bar actually hit the bricks, smashed about 3 bricks, but then pushed the car off, and then the car just relaxed again. Whereas if that wasn't on,
Yeah.
the whole car, and probably would have took the whole wall away. So I was like, fucking hell, and I went, handbrake not on. The fella of the house came out, no, what was that? Here's me, my car, mate, just at your house. And when he looked, he says, your handbrake not on? I says, it is on. He looked, he says, it is on. So I was like, fucking, I went down the Andre. I says, you're not going to believe this. I had my car. And she went, what? I says, your mummy's neighbour. I fucking wrecked their front door, their downpipe, and the bricks and all. And she's like, you serious? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God, that's a mess. So I says, the handbrake was on. She kept telling everybody handbrake's on. So on the Monday, I says, do you know what? I'm going to go over to Nissan, miss, because the handbrake was on. And fucking say to him. So I goes over and I says, excuse me, mate, I bought this car, have it 3 months, got a tow bar fitted on Saturday, blah, blah, blah. You can see the damage to the back of the car. I says, the handbrake failed. And he went, okay, leave it in, we'll have a wee look at it. I says, right, phone me back.
Jamie Bryson working in the fucking
will
Nissan place?
Will you come back? He says, will you come back at 3 o'clock? I says, yeah, I'm back at 3 o'clock. And he says, come on in, we'll show you. Come in, he says, see the walls of your tires? And I says, yeah. He says, see the back ones? I says, yeah. He says, can you see the wear up the sides? And I says, yeah. He says, come on, see the underside. See that tar? See that there? See where that's all wore? I says, yeah. He says, somebody's been doing handbrake turns in their car. And I went, oh. And he says, yeah, and we're able to prove that. So I don't know who else uses your car. And I went, oh, I'd stay on, don't worry about it, man. I'll sort it I'll sort it out, don't you worry about it.
The proper
so it was come on, like, you can imagine what I was like at 18 driving a car like that.
They had no proof of that.
I didn't go in and go, excuse me, man. I went there, man, here, man, what the fuck is cracker?
You weren't going to go, excuse me, gentlemen.
Adidas bottoms with the buttons up the side and all, do you know what I mean? He knew just by looking. He was like, well, I know what he's doing in the car.
If that went to court, they just went, what's your argument? And they just went,
konnichiwa.
Look at him.
Your man from this one coming over from, what's your yacht?
Yeah, which seemed weird because it's a French company.
He is. Tommy Tokamoda. Nissan isn't French.
It is.
No,
is it not?
It's not.
Is it not?
Nissan is a Japanese make.
Is it? I thought it was French.
Oh, you probably think Renault's French too, do you?
Is Renault not French?
Renault is French.
Because all their adverts just have some French bird saying
Nicole Pepe.
I hate Renault. Their electrics are fucking shite.
No, their electrics are shit. My van's shite.
Yeah.
Every fucking sensor goes off in it.
The worst car I've ever had was a Vauxhall Insignia.
They were poo, like, they were proper crap.
See, once I got rid, that was the car I had before that I have now. See, before, and I was telling every mechanic, yeah, I have an Insignia. They're like, how often is that being serviced? I'm like, literally once every 6 months. And yeah. The engine's just
dog
fucking
shit.
fail.
They're
dog shit.
Yeah.
Worst car ever.
See, I had the Factor before that, and they were built by Volvo, or Saab. Sorry, Saab done the engine in them.
Right.
So they were basically a Saab, and that's why they were ultra reliable.
Yeah.
And then Saab went fucking tits up. So Vauxhall just went to some wee fucking car dealer in Donegal, and he
I could do it for half the price.
I'll turn them old caravans into a nice wee Vauxhall for you.
Yeah. Although have we Nissan now, and I love them.
Nissan.
Is it Nissan? Is that what you said?
Nissan.
Is it actually Japanese? I didn't know. I honestly thought they were French. I was so confused by you doing a Japanese voice for this French company.
Hi-ho!
Bonjour! What else has happened this week? There's something that has happened that's escaped my mind because I want to talk about it.
Was it in the news? Did it happen local?
I remember exactly what it was. Have you ever been to Thunderland, Patrick?
I've worked in Thunderland.
Oh, fuck me, of course you have. What did you do in Thunderland? Were you the wee cunt with the goldfish?
Nah, no. What happened was...
Beat Paddy in a fight, you get a free goldfish.
Third year, a mate of mine says, listen, Thunderland, I can get you in, job on it. And I was like, right, what time? After school? And he's like, no, it opens at 2 o'clock. And you have to be here at 1:30. And I was like, how does that work? And he was like, just do the morning in school. Don't do a registration in the afternoon. And then just go down. So basically when Thunderland was here, October's time it would have been here, we'd have went on the peak in the afternoon and went down and worked in Thunderland. And
was it your job to set up the rides?
Yes, you would have had when they first came, you set up the rides and then you would have got a job on it. Most of the time I worked on the waltzer and it would have been the one
oh yeah, fucker, probably someone's like, please stop, I'm about to be sick, and you pretend you don't hear them.
Laughing my valleys off and just spinning the valleys at them.
God.
It was. Oh, it suited me.
You can hear them. See when someone's proper screaming on that. You can just if you listen closely hear someone go.
Your man used to say you can get £8 a day. £8 a day, or you could get 10 figs and a fiver.
I'd say no to both those offers.
Yeah, like that was it. Like £8 a day then was alright.
Suppose this was fuck.
I was at school.
Aye. But did you see what happened?
Well, I worked in the one in King's Hall,
Uh-huh.
and a wee girl came out of. It wasn't a waltzer, but it was like a waltzer, only it tilted up.
Yes.
So you were in a thing and you spun, and it went up like a disc thing, and the wee girl came out of it and landed on a security man. That was in King's Hall. Like, I seen loads of shit happening.
Did he like catch her, or did he?
No, he didn't even know she was coming.
Just
down.
landed on him
She
like
just-
Super
she
Mario
came out
jumping
of
on
it.
someone.
She actually came out of it like that. She did go about 6-7 feet up, and then sort of, and then she just stopped making a noise. And your mum was sort of just stopped like that. I was just fucking feeling him like, and he broke his leg. I don't know how he didn't break his neck because his head literally just went into his body. Like, she just went.
His chin hit his
Me and
fucking knee.
the two of them and it was in the middle of the King's Hall. And I just remember your mom going, "Don't be making too much of a fuss about it." And I was like, "How can you not make a fuss about that? Everyone in here seen a girl get flinged out of the fucking thing." And your mom was like, "No refunds in the response. No refunds in the response."
That's always been my thing. Like, I'm not afraid of roller coasters or anything like that. Even at like Disneyland, because I'm like, if this by some freak accident collapses, my family's fucking sorted. You know what I mean? You have, if Disneyland kills you, you're fucking mental.
Oh, what?
If Thunderland kills you, your family's
you're
getting the
getting
free
easy
top.
passes there for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're never queuing for another ride.
You're
in
never
Disneyland.
paying for a stuffed Goofy ever again.
Oh, you are staying in Mickey Mouse's house.
Yeah.
You know, you're in the,
Yeah.
and the other one was in America, on the boardwalk. There was a roller coaster that your legs dangled down,
Right.
and there was a black fella done all the cleaning, the brushing up, and all he done was walk about, fucking hip hopping away with the fucking earphones in, no brushing up.
Hip hopping away.
You could hear him
Snoop
just
Doggy Dog.
He was just fucking hip hop all day, right? And he just brushed up with his 2 earphones in all day, but he walked underneath it. And somebody was on it, was bigger, and fucking their leg dangling down, and he walked underneath it, and their foot hit him. Their leg smashed into 10 places, and he fucking died.
He died.
Fucking died.
That killed him.
Fucking wiped him out. The fucking thing was going at like a fucking 100 mile an hour with a leg
Right.
dangling
I still
down.
had him in my
And it
monster
fucking,
speed.
he was fucking, and it fucking,
Aye.
on the roller coaster, fucking, like that. He just came up, he just walked onto the wrong spot.
Aye.
And that's not even the worst thing.
Oh, God.
Mate of mine, Sean, from Britain's Parade, where we used to live, Sean Jackson,
Right.
came over to America. We were working there, right? And this guy bought a kid's roller coaster, right? Off the pier. Bought 2 shop units and was going to put the roller coaster inside as, it was a mini kids one.
Like the caterpillar one?
Yes, and it went up and down like that.
Yeah.
But he had to cut it and take one car away. And when he done that, there was like this block where a cart would have been on. But he needed to do it to fit it inside this shop. And he was turning it into a ghost train. And Sean fucking was looking at a job. And fucking, I don't know what happened. But somebody says, "Yeah, anybody job's going?" And I says, "Your man at Burst looking people to dress up as Scream." And Sean went up and seen him, came down and went, "Fucking easy money." He says, "Your man's going to pay me fucking $80 a day. And all I have to do is run about in a Scream mask inside there." Sean's in, 3rd day, running about the fucking roller coaster. And the thing that was missing, he run across, didn't see it. There was a gap, fell into it. The next car was coming. Pushed himself out. One leg left behind. So soon he pushed himself out. Cart, clean over the top. Leg gone. Leg fucking gone. Our ambulance, everything. And Sean he was only meant to be as a fucking...
I fuck about job.
He wasn't meant to be working. You know, wasn't on a visa or anything. No insurance. Medical bills was fucking millions. And it was fucking messy.
What they do?
Well, we had to do fundraisers now.
Fuck me.
It was mental. On the TV.
Did you do a fun run dressed as Scream, did you?
With a one-legged Scream. But it was fucking...
Scream? I fucking did, you're right.
Fucking right, he screamed. And you just imagine somebody on the fucking wee roller coaster going, Jesus Christ, that ain't. I mean, this was only $3 or something, but that was amazing. Look at that.
That was so real.
That was like Hollywood, wasn't it? People tasting it and all. like Tropic Thunder. Yeah. It tastes like real blood.
This is warm cough syrup. Fuck, that's amazing.
And he lost his leg, so that's on a raid too. Yeah.
So these fuckers at Thunderland who like broke their leg can fuck up.
Like that was nothing. When you think about them,
it was one of those. If you listen to anyone who was at it, people were like, it was a bit scary, but nothing really happened. However, as I get older, I realised there's a normal reaction, and then there's a ma who had a child there, and her reaction when you listen to her recount is that was 9/11. Andrea
and Podrick went.
We saw the second swing go down.
Andrea and Podrick in Tato Park got stuck upside down in one of the raids there, and say they were up for 45 minutes upside down.
Fuck.
So Andrew came off it and stuff like that. And Tato Park were like, "Here, have a 12-pack of Tato." And I was like, "Stick it up your hole, 12-pack of Tato." Fuck's sake, it was near 90 quid in, and they were stuck up there for 45 minutes. I want a year pass, and they were like, "No, fuck off, back up north." Like, you know,
did not give you anything?
I think they give us 20 quid or something. They give us 20 quid off.
I just fucking found someone dressed as Mr. Tato and
I was like, "No, fucking take yourself off now if you can't do." So I mean, there's loads. There's more that's
famous
coming in
last
the head.
words. I fuck off back to
But
Northern Ireland. You're like, I'll be back and with weapons.
I think Sean lost his leg, and the fact that I was there in America with somebody who I grew up with when I was younger. Aye. And it was all that, and we done a fundraiser, and somebody stole 55 grand and all. It was fuck.
Oh my god! Tell that story if you can.
So we done it in a bar, right? We were doing all these fundraisers and all the bars for him, and fucking football matches and everything, right? And there was 55 grand raised or something in this bar, and this guy was like, "Yeah, and I'll look after it." And somebody went the next day to go to the bar for him to turn up. I think he was Irish too. And the bar wasn't open, and then they phoned the owner by 2 o'clock. The bar still wasn't open, and the owner was like, "Where's fucking?" I don't even know who. It says his name was Peter, and he was like, "Nah, nobody can find Peter." Peter was fucking away to fuck. 55 grand, fucked off. I've never heard any more about it, or you know, it was just
he just took it and fucked off.
Yeah.
I just can't believe someone was like, "Here's 55 grand." Or, hey, you know what?
You're locking up, aren't you, Peter? Get that in the morning.
Leave that with me, sure. In the morning.
Fucking right, but do you know what though? Is 55 grand enough to disappear without a trace? It's a lot of money, but is it enough for you to like fuck off somewhere?
It happened to a guy in West Belfast. I'll not go into details of who or what or whatever, but his best mate stole his dad's life savings in the house, and the story I was told, it was like 40 odd grand.
Aye.
And his dad came home and was like, "This money's missing," and then his best mate took off and went to like Manchester.
That's not far enough.
Do you know, it was like, but like for 40 grand, like,
yeah,
what the fuck, like,
that's not. It's a lot of money.
If you're gonna do something like that on your best mate,
even if you're at least,
mate, you would have to do it for a couple of mil, like,
yeah,
you can't just do it for.
It would need to be like life-changing money, like 40 grand.
Yeah,
no. Someone did with me.
Manchester, it lasted like 6 months. He had like a real fancy apartment he took out, and
I'll do you about 3 months.
Oh, I've done all the drugs. Like, this guy wasn't from and he done that like on his mate, and I was just like,
someone did to me over like with 3 grand, like, so. Surely you know this story, don't you?
I think you may have told me.
It was a guy I used to live with.
I can get you that back.
I've got it and getting it back.
Oh, right.
I'm in the
no,
process.
I can't get you back.
It's like it's
for a small fee. I can get you back.
If he ignores me one more time, I'll go down with you to the door.
Don't you not be her?
Don't even know it's you.
It's amazing what
some guy in a scream mask just showed up and took
with one leg. There was one guy with a scream mask, one leg going, "You sure, buddy?"
No, sure. I've told you a story. It was like my friend I live with, and he'd been my best friend since like P2. And I like he.
Does he watch this? You think?
Does he? Fuck, I don't care. You know him. You definitely met him. But he ended up owing me like 3.5, 4 grand in rent, and then just came home one day and he moved out. Never saw him again.
Grim.
Isn't that fucking mental?
It is grim.
It took me to go to his house to like see him again, like, and be like, where the fuck?
Should turn up with your dad and his mates.
Well, I'd need to find my dad first, like. That's a whole nother kettle of fucking fish.
Just go to the knee breakers, walk in and go, Daddy! I'd say there's quite a few. Like, I think we could run a competition for you.
Of like,
who wants to be William's dad?
Oh my god, yes, like The Bachelor.
Yeah, and just send it out like to all them prods that's sitting in bars in East Belfast and just be like, who wants to fucking be William's dad?
Yeah. I see, now we're doing a wee bit well. I think, I'll get a whole lot of fucking opportunists on me. Do you know what I mean? People looking a bit of that money.
Oh, like Annie. Annie.
Yeah.
Like Annie, nobody wanted her, but then once she took up the millionaire, there was all these fake people came across the wall.
Do you know what I mean? That's what's got to pay. They're trying to get those Mudblood millions.
Oh, they'd be looking a free tattoo in original G.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here, can you get me a UVF tattoo if I'm your dad?
Like, I see, my dad already has one. That's
hanging up the original G. I'm William's dad. Can I get an extra finger put on to my red hand that only has 2?
That's your version of like Cinderella in the glass slipper. It's like you have to find the right UDA tattoo.
All I remember about my daddy was his big UVF tattoo.
Right, we're on 45. Do you want to do some questions?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go on to the Mudblood Instagram first. Connor Cochran wants to know, Paddy, have you ever thought about doing a show at the Fringe?
Yes.
Yes. Will you be doing one next year, do you know?
Yes.
Yes, I expect to do one too. Jimmy, or GM Murphy?
We'll be doing Mudblood over there next year.
Most likely, actually, yeah. GM Murphy, you may have already talked about this. Who's both your favourite wrestlers? I've had a lot of wrestling
Ultimate
questions.
Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior?
100%.
I did not expect that to be the answer.
100%. He was my favourite. I love the Ultimate Warrior.
As that made you run around West Belfast. Like,
I watched the wrestling the other night. I think it's a great show.
It's great.
I think it's a great show.
It's one that, like, when people are like, it's not real, I'm like, fully aware.
Right, well, here's the thing. When I was over there, right, there was an actual guy who done wrestling. I'll get his name for you because he did do it. Worked for Andre's brother. And he was like, well, people were slagging it's not real and stuff like that. But he was showing me some of the stuff. Like, see the slap on the chest?
Oh, the chops, I've taken them.
Like, I got ones from him, and I'm telling you now, like, I took it. And he was like, you probably could do it because you can take a bit of paint. Yeah. Fucking sore.
See, I've done like a month of training. See the bit, what they have to do is throw themselves to the ground. See the floor? It's not much softer than what my foot's
on. It's tough.
And you are taking your entire body weight, jumping up, slam it down. It fucking hurts.
Of course it does.
You come out like, hurts like shit.
Fuck's a guy jump on a bed and it hurts me.
That's the ghost.
And then they go, get out of here, you bastard! You're always in here throwing yourself in the bed. I'm like, dreams, it's fucking dreams.
Stone Cold. Love Stone Cold.
See, that was way past when I because
that's such a niche one. I love that, the Hurricane.
Because he wouldn't have won too much, like.
Nah, but I know what you mean. Like, everyone loved him.
But he's just so steady.
He was so funny. And he had a great theme tune too. See, a good wrestling theme, you can't beat them. Like, they're the perfect walk-on music.
Yeah.
Let's see, a few more questions from my Instagram. Piran wants to know, would you rather Michael Stone or Jerry Adams attend your funeral?
Nailer. Do you know, if Jerry Adams was attending, there's a big possibility that Michael Stone's going to turn up too. Isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like, no, do you know, I don't want the two of them or no.
Someone, Carter Drew Beatty wants to know, if you were to recast a character from Invincible to be voiced by Jerry Adams, who would it be? Have you seen Invincible? It's a cartoon about the superhero. I'm the only one that's seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Omni-Man would be mine. If Stephen Nolan was an Olympic athlete, what sport would he be in?
Pie eating.
Do you know what he'd be in? Do you know that wee mat to jump on before they do the pole vault? Or no, the trampoline? Like, they'll do the jump. That's what he'd be, the trampoline.
He's a fucking wanker.
Have you
seen? He put up a status the other day, right? Legitimately put this status up, and it says he must have had a fight with your man Stephen Parry, the Alliance guy, and he put up, bumped into Stephen Parry and banger. He didn't even offer me a poke, and I put below it, At Stephen Farry, hope you're okay. Stephen Nolan bumping into anybody could be fatal.
Also, Stephen, you can afford a poke, you fucking greedy cunt.
And I'd say he's fucking a poke fan, delivering stuff to his house every day. Just see him underneath it. And your mom's like, whoa, you only paid 45 quid for half an hour. Like,
like Barney in The Simpsons when he wins all the free beer. He's like, just plug it into my veins. Jack Forbes, who's the biggest celebrity you've ever met and how it went. Now, you got a wee story.
Yeah.
You've been saving.
Yeah.
Take the floor.
Bruce Willis.
Where the fuck did you meet Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis worked with Andre's brother on the boardwalk.
What was he doing?
Bruce Willis worked on the pier. Andre's brother worked in the bushel game, right? Bruce Willis used to work on the... Wait to hear this. The guesser game. So he would guess your weight or your height or your date of birth. And if he guessed any of that, you didn't get anything. And if he didn't, then you won a prize from him. Do you know why he sings that song, Under the Boardwalk?
I don't even know.
He released a song about Under the Boardwalk. It was because that's how he started off. That was his job. So anyway, Paul had a shop on the boardwalk.
Unbreakable.
Huh?
Unbreakable.
Andrew's brother Paul worked with him in fucking must have been the 70s and the 80s, and he came into his shop and he had one of the kids with him. But he was wearing a fucking... It's like anybody at the beach, you're not going to really recognise people.
Aye.
He had a fucking hat on, like a Hawaiian shirt. He had the vest on.
He's not coming. He had the diehard vest on.
He had a white vest on, right? He was smoking a cigar. He had shorts, flip-flops and sunglasses on. And Paul introduced me to 100 people a day in the fucking shop, right? And Paul was like, Paddy, do you want to meet Bruce? And I was like, alright, Bruce. And he was like, well, and he was smoking a cigar and I was going, dirty bastard, the smell of it. And he was getting cigarettes and a fucking surfboard and something else in the shop. I had to go back and get one of the batters. It was a boogie board or something for the kids. And Paul says, go and get one that's in the wrapper because they're faded, the ones at the front. And I gave him it and Paul was like, fuck's it, don't worry about it, no, go on. And I was like, Paul, see if you keep giving cunts fucking stuff for nothing. Like, you're not going to make any fucking money. And Paul's like, I've been working here for fucking 35 years before you arrived, you know. It's not like I'm going to go out of business now, I'm a millionaire. And I was like, I know, but you just give fucking randomers fucking free stuff. And he was like, Paddy, he walks down a boardwalk and there's fucking 200 people asking to get his photograph. And if somebody says to him, where did you get the boogie board? He's going to say, up in Paul's shop. And I was like, why would they be stopping him to get a photograph? And he's like, are you fucking winding me up? And I was like, why, who was it? There he was. It was fucking Bruce Willis. And I was like, what? And he's like, that was Bruce Willis. And me, oh. Genuinely didn't know it was him. So Bruce Willis is probably going, he was a wee ignorant cunt, wasn't he?
Bruce Willis has seen your figure on the saloon. He's like, he was an ignorant.
Like, I've watched every single film he's been in. Mm-hmm. Like, it probably is the biggest star I've ever met.
Yeah.
Didn't recognise him.
Do you know what? I feel you. I've done that before. I flew to Amsterdam to watch a hip hop group, and they were out the front signing autographs, and I was so stoned I didn't know it was them. And I had flown to go and see them, and they're sitting speaking to people, and then when past that, like, "What's happening, guys?" And we're like, "Alright, what's happening, man?" Like being like, "What the fuck are you talking to me for?"
Guys are a wee bit rough.
Fucking Egypt's like. That's
so. I think he probably is the biggest. I don't think he can get much bigger than him, to be honest. Like,
nah, that's gonna be hard to beat. Donnelly wants to know what's been your favourite WrestleMania match. I again feel that's for me. Do you know any?
Can't remember.
I don't know, man. Mate, see, to be honest, that's a whole fucking...
That's a different show.
That's a deep fucking question for me. That's got to take time. Paddy's honest opinion on Conlon's American debacle with the IRA song, put it down to nativity. I think he's tried to say naivety. How do you say that word? Nativity. When you're naive.
Oh. Nativity?
Naivety.
Like a Christmas play?
Naivety, but he has spelled...
Naivety.
Yeah, but he has spelled...
How naive was Michael Conlon to use an IRA song?
Yeah, but however, he has put it down to nativity. So...
Well,
do you blame Jesus, Mary and Joseph for Paddy Conlon's
I think the American management team that took him on want to hit at that Irish theme because they've seen what happened with Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
And they've said to him,
what they come out to? I don't know.
Hey, what's a big song? And
come out, you black in tans. I love that one.
And he's like, we'll just play Celtic Symphony. Everybody knows it.
Is that what he came out to?
So it went,
that's good.
Up the rat. Up the rat.
Here we go. That's a good song.
It's going to pump up the Irish fans. So I think that's what, and then it just caused a bit of...
See, if you're ever in doubt,
I loved
shipping out to Boston.
I loved it when it happened. That people were like, well, what would you do if Carl Frampton came out to fucking some UVF song?
I would love to see Carl Frampton come out to Simply the Best.
He would, because he supports fucking Rangers.
Yeah. But see, I hear people like, well, what would you do if I'm like, I wouldn't care.
There's people, genuinely friends of mine, that don't like Carl Frampton because he's a Protestant, right?
Uh-huh.
And they're like, how the fuck can you support him? And I was like, he's a good boxer. and they're like, oh, but he was in Ibrox playing football. And I went,
so
if Celtic rang me up and says, do you want to come training here for a day? I'd be like, yeah.
He was in Ibrox playing football. So
I would be
more shocked.
I would be more shocked if he had to come out and says, do you know what, I've always been a Celtic fan.
Yeah. No, it would shock me if he came out and he just went, I love Patrick Thistle. Like or Thistle. What's
who's
Patrick or Thistle?
What?
Is that not a team? Patrick Thistle? I don't. What is it?
It's not Patrick, for fuck's sake. Partick
Thistle. If he came out and said he supported a team like that,
yeah,
it's like, listen, love Kilmarnock.
Yeah. So he was maybe silly, yes, for doing that.
Why are loyalists so shite at murals? Do you know this? We have some good ones, but we also have like
you're uneducated.
Some fucking really, really bad ones, and I don't know why, because they're fucking awful. Do you remember that one?
Do you think it's because there's such a split in it? Like there's 3 guys that do the ones in the Catholic areas.
Yeah.
Like 3.
Yeah.
So maybe at the start they weren't that good at them, and then they perfected it. Whereas, like,
depends where you go now.
Yeah, the Shankle's divided in 2, but I would say even in the Shankle there's probably 10 different fucking organisations.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, here, you're not fucking come up here to paint that wall. You know, if there was one good... There was a guy, because there was a guy who was a mural painter from the Shankle, and he done it with Danny Devaney and your man Lands, and they went to London and done one for the black guy, Stephen Lawrence, it was called.
Yeah. Yes, I know that one.
So there's a story about, like, they did do murals together.
Too many cooks spoil the broth, as the old adage goes. There's too many people doing the murals.
I just think what happens is, in loyalist areas, you'll have somebody that runs the area, and somebody's like, here, I want to put fucking one up in the wall there, and he's like, here, I have a cousin, he got a fucking C in art. Give him a job.
That's literally
and he goes out, and he's like, he doesn't know the proportions, you know, it's different than sitting and scroll on a wee hanging expendities up in the fucking wall, and the gunman has a fucking hand. One hand that could fucking build the causeway, and the other hand that he could play for your football team.
Now. There's one that had the gun, but the gun's like barrel was like, you know, like in Scooby or like in Looney Tunes when they go to fire a gun that goes off floppy. That's what it looked like. I was like, who the fuck paid you to do that? Moving on to the Facebook question. Sorry, there's fucking loads here. Someone said, I don't know what this means. Do you think Piers Morgan gives Paddy Barnes a run for his medals? I don't know what that means.
Paddy called him out the other day.
What did he call him out for?
To play cribby. No, Paddy says, I'll fade you or something like that there on Twitter. And I came on and I says, Paddy, you can't fade everybody. You know, because I want to fade Piers Morgan. So I do.
I would fight him easily. Ryan Gunn.
Maybe not easily, he would struggle, but
would I fuck?
He's about 6'3".
So I'll bite his fucking knees.
Oh.
Ryan Gunn, why the fuck did William think it was okay to take the night off for Paddy, Pancake Face and Rubber Nose Barnes podcast? Well, if you actually had to watch the fucking podcast, you would have seen that I was off isolating because I was positive with someone. I had been out with someone who had COVID.
He'd get into the taxi after somebody.
Yeah, I was isolating because of COVID, not because I had COVID. So to everyone asking me, did I get COVID over the Orangefield bonfire? No, I didn't get COVID, but that's where everybody got COVID.
Is that where you were with somebody?
No, I was out a couple of days after, but they had gotten it.
So it was the 12th?
From being out the 12th.
So the 12th...
Oh, 100%.
The 12th fucked up the figures, yeah?
Yeah. Everyone from East Belfast has corona. So
is that right?
Literally everyone.
And they did bad and fucking Lidl.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll wait and see if that gets as much coverage as the Bobby Story funeral.
Yeah.
I doubt it, you fuck cunt.
Here, does William finger his belly button and sniff it?
Yeah.
Do you?
No. I'll pick stuff out.
I remember doing it once and going, why the fuck does that smell like that in there?
It gets very
so
sweaty.
I have never went back in there again.
I'll have to pick fluff out of it because
there is parts of your body that you would give like at the back of your ear, you give it a wee rub one day, and you'd be sitting in like a meeting with somebody or talking to somebody, and you get a whiff of it, and you go, "Do I smell like that?"
Yeah. But I'm not doing the full yock and blow.
I hand down.
Was
it his hole or was it his balls?
He scratched his balls, his dick, his hole. He's done all of it.
I mean, we've all done that.
I know,
but just not in front of everybody. Then a fucking quarter final of a fucking major tournament.
And he's fucking.
Maybe he's going for sponsorship. But
Manscaped, yeah.
Still haven't got in contact with us. Fuck me, I mention you all the time. I'd hear you talking about being on the sets. I'd love to get into that kind of thing. Right?
Okay.
When are you free in Ireland? I don't need the free Ireland. The DUP's doing that for me.
Literally. Thank anyone who voted for Brexit for that.
What comedians on the world stage do you see yourself most like?
Do we mean like style-wise or personality-wise?
He hasn't given that much information.
Because I wouldn't say I even have the same style or would be even as close to how good this person is. Mm-hmm. But in terms of like how he thinks and how he is, I'd say Bill Burr. Because he's just a wee raging cunt.
Yeah.
As am I.
Right. I'm a storyteller, so you could near enough put me to any storytelling ones. Well, I'm not saying that you're up there with them, but
no, I know what you mean.
Obviously, I fall into that bracket.
Yeah. Would you have been a big Billy Connolly fan when you were younger?
Massive.
See, that's a real generation thing. Like, I think... Because it's not that I like him, but he's never my, like, go-to...
Comedian.
Need to watch him. Like, don't get me wrong, I had his albums and stuff, but he just... For me, it was like...
He was really the main...
He was the comedian.
He was the comedian.
Yeah.
And then Peter Kay would have been that after him.
Then
stopped.
McIntyre.
You know, like...
Bridges.
Yeah, but even that, I don't think McIntyre and them, although they were up there, there was nobody really compared to them two.
Yeah.
Would
you not put Bridges? I'd put Bridges high up there.
Bridges is up, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's as... There is still people that would go, who's that?
But Kevin Bridges?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, there is, mate. There is, genuinely.
And my age,
like Billy Connolly, people go, that's Billy Connolly. If you showed a picture of Billy Connolly, people would
go at
9 out of 10 people know.
Yeah.
Whereas Kevin Bridges would be 6 or 7. Brandon Burns, were you ever suspended from school and why?
No. I did get suspended for fighting, but then the reverse thing is my ma kicked up a fuss.
I mean, I don't even want to go into it.
VAR was like...
I'll not even go there because it's like...
That's an episode in of itself for you.
See, on the comedy thing, how much do you actually go into like the theory of like comedy? No, like watching... Like,
I don't watch it anymore. I don't watch it anymore.
Oh!
I'd be fearful of watching other comedians to take... Because if you see a bit that you can relate to or something, you might end up doing it by accident. So I don't enjoy comedy now the way I used to before I did it. Yeah. Because now that I do it, I don't have it. I'm watching more everything else than just actually just sitting watching a comedian and laughing my bollocks off. I actually genuinely don't do that apart from watching locals, all you guys.
I try to watch it just to keep up, but I don't. And like you said, like once you start doing it, it takes like the how did they do that away from it? Because once you start realising, oh, that's how you do it. Or that's what the wee trick is there. Yeah. It kind of ruins it for you. You're not watching it the way you were. You're not watching it to be entertained. You're
analysing it, like
a pundit almost.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's interesting that, you know, because like obviously you have to be so conscious of that because there's so much blame that goes on with comedy, like you two got from such and such.
See, I would argue in this day and age though. And the only thing I'd be raging if someone was ripping off huge chunks of someone's act. Do you know what I mean? Similar lines or similar sort of punchlines, I'm like, I can see how you got there. Do you know what I mean? It's only when it's people will rip off a whole cadence or rip off several jokes, I'm like, that's not an accident. Yeah. You're doing that on purpose. But everyone's done I've said lines and people have been like, someone's done that line and you've done it and you're like, oh fuck. That's easy fucking done. Yeah. If I catch someone doing it, I'll just say, that's my line. Stop using my line. And they will be like, oh fuck. But it's so easy done. So easy done. Paddy still wants to know, what did Paddy do to the guy who didn't accept his apology? I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, we were speaking about like being at school. Paddy was saying that he was a wee bastard at school, and I was saying, yeah, there was people at school that I went back to. I physically have went back to people and sent them messages and apologised for the way I got on or stuff that I'd done. I think that guy in particular, without going into details of who he is, because he still wouldn't accept my apology, I give him a nickname that stuck pretty badly, so I don't think it was.
Can you tell me it once this goes?
I came up with the nickname, and when I said it, it was like he get tortured. People still shouted at him.
That's brilliant. And then was it one of those nicknames he'd done something to earn it, or it was just random?
Once I highlighted it, everybody seen it, then that was it. Yeah. It was unseen. There was nothing that he could do to fucking.
But I get, like, see, doing that, I don't think that, because I've done that to people, I don't think it comes out of nastiness. It comes out of, like, I would always get slobbered at and nicknames thrown at me, and I just assumed when I was younger, that's the way it is.
It actually wasn't that.
Is he just being a fruit?
It wasn't that bad.
Just being a pussy.
But it stuck, like.
So?
Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, but anyway.
But do you know what I mean? Like, I even find it now, just because where I grew up, you know, everyone's very loud and they're all very cheeky to each other, not in a nasty way, just like me and you would be to each other.
Yeah.
But I'd be around friends who aren't like that. You'd be cheeky to them, they're like, why are you saying that? You're like, I don't mean it, you fucking clumpet. Let's see. I'm running out of good ones here. See when people are like, guys, you aren't reading out my questions because your question's shite. Liam here, are you going to Planet Love?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'd go to fuck to that. I'm going to Liam Gallagher.
Are you? I'm going to that too.
I can't wait. Apparently it's got to be vaccine passport. I don't give a fuck. I'm vaccinated. Get it.
Fuck's the guy can't get an Irish passport a minute. I remember him. Any plans on doing some Mudblood merch?
Yes.
Yeah, we
short
are.
Answer
yeah.
That, yeah.
A guy said, man, it's dead funny because people watch our show and then they think, you can go to Paddy for stuff, right? So a guy sent me a message the other day. It was like, Paddy, serious question. Heading away, need to get a passport. One of those fake ones. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, no, I'm faxing passports. Surely you know somebody who can get the fake ones. And I was like, I'll find out for you, mate, and text you back. I was like, what the fuck? I made 2 phone calls and the people were like, no, but we will have them soon.
I have seen them being made.
Is that right?
Fuck, but they're not even out yet and the fakes are being done.
Do you think Celtic will qualify tonight? I don't even think they did. I think they got put out, did they?
I got beat 2-1.
I haven't even checked it, but I did say today that they were going to get beat 2-1. That's what I said today. Yeah. They get beat 2-1. They're out. They deserve to go out. They're shite. Was that William who done the opening for the new vape shop down in Ballymena?
It wasn't. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
No. If you had to buck 2 people with combined age of 30, what age would they be?
I love that question because I've spent so long trying to work it out and there's no way.
There's nothing to work out there,
no,
William.
There's nothing. It took me so long before I was like, there's no way to do it. What if they're dead?
What if they're pregnant, 28 years of age, and have a baby inside them?
A 2-year-old baby inside them? I'd say phone a doctor. Cause of nappies, it's still in her. First words are, get me the fuck out of here.
Come out with full set of measures going, you're a dirty cat, aren't you, boxer?
Fuck me, it was dark in there.
Was Paddy Barnes' invisible code for 50% off his speech? Couldn't make out a word. Okay.
Well, your typing is not much better, man. Couldn't understand England. What Paddy say?
Has Willie his Wolf Tones ticket? He's well sorted, don't worry about that.
Oh, aye.
Can you do a special first date style podcast where you and William set up Connor Burns with wee Jamie Lee? No.
I was all for that until it got to the end.
Have you ever met like a proper A-list celebrity? If so, what's the story?
Bruce Willis.
I have to look in the camera. I'm starting to think that people are actually thinking.
Yeah. Right? Watching this live.
How gay are William's new football boots?
They're pink. Very. There we go. You got a free dildo with them.
They're solid.
Do you think we should bar people from the pubs who complain about the nice weather?
Yep.
Not only do I think you should bar them, I think you should fucking kneecap them.
Yep. It's too warm, I'm awfully warm. Fucking
fuck up.
Stick a vest on, you sweaty cunt.
Fuck up. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Unless, right, the only time I'll give you valid to complain, you're in full work uniform. And you have to work in it.
Do you mean band uniform?
No, I just mean any full...
Do you mean it?
You said band, I said work. No one in the bands works. Do you know what I mean? But like, if you're head to toe in fucking your work's like, you still have to wear the company jumper. Do you know what I mean? Like that. That shit. Because I was working in it for a few, like when it was really warm and we had no air conditioning. I was actually gonna fucking faint. Mm-hmm. It was fucking gross. But yeah, see, when you're just out there, like it's like same with summer, and there's people like can't wait for the winter months. Why? You fucking weirdo. Alright,
so it's dark when you leave the house and it's dark when you come home to the house.
I can't wait to not
and
see
you're
sunshine.
spending fucking 40 quid a week on fucking gas.
Oh, but Chris bottom leaves, you fucking nuts.
I like sitting with a hot chocolate looking out the window at all the fiends that can't afford TVs and scarves and stuff. While drinking my hot chocolate. That's the end of my questions.
That was the end of mine also. Oh, hang on, let me double check that.
The girl, I think it was a girl, it was asking about the sets, just fucking apply to get a job. What do? I don't know what you do. Let on to be a fucking sculptor. They get big money.
What words or phrases do you hate the most? Phrases like, look at your man, think his cat has died. Never heard that phrase ever.
No.
Look at that, he's got a face on him like his cat's died.
Lawn fella looks like his cat has died.
What phrase do you hate when you hear a phrase?
I hate what I fucking hate is we lads now speaking that grime shite.
Really? You don't like that?
What's up, blood?
You don't like it, blood?
I don't want that. Why you be dissing on me, man? And you're like, you're from fucking Lanadown, fuck up.
Aye. He's sitting there talking about bad man things, fam, and you're like, what?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand, like, I know what they're saying, but I think I'm now the next generation, I won't have a clue.
You understand that?
I understand. I always, like, I've been listening to Graham for years.
Right.
And you pick it up, eventually, what it means.
No, what else
Pussy
you pick up fucking AIDS.
AIDS. I love Graham's fantastic. But, well, that's a discussion.
Buster Grimes.
Would Arlene Foster
He should rebrand himself,
Buster Grimes.
Buster Grimes.
He sounds like a cleaning product if he does it.
For only $9.90 a month, you can have a clean shower.
Someone, this is my fault. Why is there Champions League highlights in the playlist on YouTube? Clearly, what I've done now is tried to save it to my personal playlist, but I've saved it to the wrong one. So just
you need to get this fucking out.
That's my mistake.
Pronto.
How does that? I need to work on it.
It's as well. It's not mine. Rat eating human beings.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is there a cartel execution video?
Tiger eating man in Berlin Zoo.
Do you reckon Arlene Foster would rock a V cut? Aye. That's all for the questions.
I would love to see Arlene Foster now, like, you know, fully in goth, like standing at the city hall,
smoking figs.
Oh, like with a fucking chain from her ear to her nose and all. She's like, this is the way I've always wanted to be. I can never be myself, so I'm gonna do it now.
Just before we go, see, she joined that GB News as well, a fucking weird news station.
Who has?
Arlene Foster. Join GB News.
What is GB News?
It's like a weird fucking news station.
It like a National Front fucking thing?
Nah, it's an official news station.
Proud to be fucking British one?
Like Fox News. But here. Do you know what I mean? Like in America, the way they do that, they're proud to be American.
Like far right?
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't go as far right.
And here's our agricultural correspondent, Arlene Foster. It's roasted in Achnachoy today.
Keep the boilers on though. Doesn't matter how warm it is. You don't get the money.
Today I'm going to speak to a cannabis farmer in Donegal.
Yeah. So what I'd say we'd do as well, just at the end of the show, is play. We've got a lot of bands and music people who listen to us.
I had a wee guy called fucking Robbie Williams contacted me, and he has a song Angels. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no worries. See, if this was 1999, that would have slayed.
Angels. You know, his agent bought that off a fella in a bar in Ireland playing that music.
Really?
Yeah, for 60 quid.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
How do you have that information?
It was on like late night one night.
Really?
And no one of them ones like the 100 most stupidest business transactions. Know that?
Yeah,
sort of shit. And it's like, here he is. This is Francie Malloy from County Mayo. He wrote this song Angels and was playing it in a bar. Robbie Williams' agent just happened to be in the bar, heard him playing it on a beer net, bought the song for 60 quid. Give it to Robbie Williams. It was a massive hit.
You'd be fucking gutted if that. Oh,
you'd be like, oh, he doesn't do it the way I do it. I always sang it like Christy Moore.
But yes,
I'm loving angels instead. Can you hear me at the back? Are you sores? Sorry, the outdoor tour is happening. Starts tomorrow night in Antrim, so I don't think this will be out in time for that. No. So it'll be done, dusted. Then we have Toonbridge, the Elk. We have Castle Derg, the townhouse, not the Derg, because did you see that in the news?
No.
The Derg, they were singing Loyalist songs over the 12th. Unbelievable.
I love when they do
harder than do that.
How can you believe that?
So we're in Castle Derg, we're in Ballygolly at Todd's Leap. We are also in Portrush, Banbridge, which I think is sold out, and Warren Point. So catches in one of them. The filler shows are both sold out, so that doesn't need promoted. And we have Civil War. And can we tell you again, I know we've done this wrong. Civil War is going to be the Mudblood podcast live.
Yeah. Why wasn't it called the Mudblood podcast from the start? Because the Mudblood podcast, the reason this podcast exists was because that show was booked.
Yeah.
And we wanted to promote it. Now, this did really well off the back of it. But it will just be the podcast live. First half stand-up.
And we're going to have stand-up guests as well.
Yeah. First half stand-up, second half podcasts. I will say this every week, but that's what it is for everyone who continues to ask me. We're down to the last quarter.
I know, but buy them now.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying to people. We're down to the last quarter. They will sell out.
No, but buy them now. Because I've met 20 people a day and they were like, here, where can I get tickets to Phil? And I'm like, it's fucking sold out.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake already. And I'm like, we'll put on a second night. Oh, for fuck's sake. Didn't know about that. No, the fella didn't put it out on every platform to fucking hundreds of thousands of people.
I thought you were being sarcastic there.
Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah. I follow you online. Put this up. Didn't see it. Don't follow me too fucking
closely. Fuck me, I live in Castle Derg. I never knew you were coming until the fucking day after, sure.
That's all people say, like the week after.
The week after?
Like, oh, you were here last week. Can you come back for me?
Young Big Hoor was here. Fucking, you can only buy 2 tickets. I need to go on my own.
But yeah, so get tickets for the gigs, guys. See you next week.